The girl is still sound asleep. The body is sliding down slowly. She was above 10,000 meters of altitude. She felt something was wrong and woke up instantly, but it was already too late. Her body tumbled towards the endless abyss. A moment later, she opened her eyes. The pupils dilated instantly. Scared by the scene ahead, one suddenly stood up and tightly grabbed the rope with a pounding heart. Realize I'm at 10,000 meters in the air. Holding on to the rope around her waist so as not to fall, Amy called for help from James, who was still in the basket. She saw the ice on the rope melting. The rope couldn't bear Amy's weight and was slowly sliding down. She kicked her legs to get back. After continuous efforts, she finally reached the hanging basket. Amy stepped on it with one foot, and her body was then bounced off. Use inertia to grab the rope and hold it tightly for dear life. Forcefully flip into the basket. Without taking a break, I rushed to James' side and kept calling him. It's already too late. Amy couldn't believe it and inched closer. When she felt hopeless, James woke up miraculously. Saw Amy's scarred hands. The hot air balloon is back to normal. James knows it was Amy's efforts that got it back to normal. When feeling excited about surviving the disaster, they noticed that the falling snowflakes had stopped moving. Finally, it unexpectedly started floating upwards. Amy noticed the hot air balloon problem. It was descending too fast, catching up with the falling snow. She knew she had to do something to avoid a crash, so she told James to throw things out. Sandbags, rescue ropes, throw out everything. I threw out some heavy clothes, but the hot air balloon was still descending too fast. Everything in the hanging basket has been moved out. There's no way. James told Amy to climb onto the ring. Grab your dagger and follow. He's gonna cut the basket loose. James cut the ropes faster and faster, and half of the basket fell off. The other half watched as the ground got closer. James also got anxious, suddenly losing his balance. The two almost fell. Amy was quite impressed with this usual nerd, who didn't dawdle at the critical moment. The last rope was cut off. The hot air balloon's descent speed also slowed down. Amy thought it wasn't enough. It was still too fast. She might still fall from such a height. After that, Amy walked to the edge of the hoop and decided to jump off herself to let James live. James told her to stop, but he couldn't stop Amy at all. Look at the hot air balloon at the critical moment. He suddenly had an idea, shouted to Amy and said he had a way for them to survive. He did it before Amy could react. He untied the ropes holding the hot air balloon, and it turned into a parachute in an instant, slowly descending. They were glad to be alive and couldn't hide their excitement. They had no time to celebrate before a new problem popped up. This time they're not afraid anymore and are holding each other's hands, dive towards the forest. When night falls, finally woke up, rushed towards each other excitedly, and walked home while supporting each other.